Now, speaking of a fan base, Zelos is one of those watch brands that revolves around a very good fan base. But this fan base was built around a very unique design as well. And I've always said it in this channel with the countless Zelos that I've reviewed before that one of the most iconic watch designs that they've ever had was the Hammerhead. And here's a reason why Zelos is becoming now an iconic brand with this iconic design. Zelos set the tables nicely with the specifications being 44mm in diameter and 48mm in lug-to-lug distance. The case thickness is a hulking 13mm. That's really the biggest reason for its massive impression. Along with this profile is the combination of exceptionally durable materials such as sapphire crystal, ceramic insert, and full titanium case and bracelet. These are not all incredibly uncommon, but that case design is quite unique. All of these sharp edges, like a diamond, was cut to impress. When this was released back in the day, it was bold and eye-catching. But the more exposure Zelos got, the more that the Hammerhead got attention. One look at its collection and you'll immediately gravitate towards that unusual case design. On my 6¼ inch wrist, the case wears big as expected, but I'm confident I can carry this. Despite all this seemingly unyielding design, the Hammerhead has always been really good at switching straps. On a leather strap, this takes on a more casual and warm personality, with the brown harmoniously pairing well with the red dial. This strap is offered by Zelos itself, along with its quick-release spring bars, making it super easy to swap out. On this really thick aviator band, the chunky impression makes it more rugged and robust looking. It competes well with other rugged watches in the same category. Beside the BN0220, it actually looks visually more compact. Both are made of titanium and both are very lightweight to handle. Now let's look at another popular large watch to compare this with, and the Mudmaster fits that bill. It's clear, when it comes to outsizing your wrist and literally outliving you, G-Shock just dwarfs everybody else. In this context, the Hammerhead becomes the more elegant option. Well, if you haven't noticed, this really is just an excuse to show off Deitch's watches. Thanks again, Deitch. The most common thing about this watch is likely the movement inside. The all too familiar NH35 caliber is inside this Hammerhead, and I'm totally fine with that, because this watch is being bought not for its movement, but more for its aesthetic appeal. The caliber here actually helps bring the cost down, seeing how all of those funds could be diverted towards the more special materials in the lineup. Watch enthusiasts know, however, that the NH35 movement is still one of the most durable engines out there. It also seems that Zelos did something with the bezel here, as it didn't feel too light and has that nice tension to the touch. A thing that I miss though is that quick release spring bars, but I guess that's hard to do with these angled lugs. If you have more than one Zelos or watch, it's a good investment to have that cheap spring bar tool lying around. These new Hammerheads also feature the improved class micro adjust system that needs to be pushed to both extend and retract. It's a great update compared to the older versions. These are the expected features from the Hammerhead. Next, we'll check out what's new in this model. The dial geometry matches all of the sharp corners of the bezel and case. There is now a simplicity to the indexes and hands that makes it easier to enjoy. The case angles are very defined, and it's actually extended to the individual links of the bracelet. The clasp resembles Omega's twin trigger setup, and all of these parts are made of titanium. The case back is pretty much the standard affair, with just a solid plate with a stamped image of the Hammerhead. I'm okay with that because there's nothing really to see with the NH35 to warrant a display case back. And now for the main attraction. This crimson red dial is an adventure waiting to happen. The contrast between the dial elements and the surface itself is very pronounced. The amazing hammered and scratched texture of the dial is very voluminous and a mesmerizing show when showered by light. The texture also looks organic because of its uneven surface slices. Whether you're looking at this on day or at night, There's enough visual interest to keep you occupied. This is such a summer pleaser that you'd find a way to wear something lighter to offset its fiery demeanor. Some may feel intimidated by it, a feeling that needs to be conquered to enjoy a signature piece from this brand. But once you've harnessed that boldness within, you'll find a desirable icon like no other. It's chunky, it's angular, and it's a Zelos. It took some time to gain popularity, but it's now one of the most recognizable watch designs in the microbrand world. And that's part of the blueprint of Zelos' iconic watch case profile.